In the story's beginning, set in the city of Northwestern, we meet a girl named Delia spending time with a boy in a car. As they start enjoying each other's company, Delia, who is an alien creature, reveals her true form. She unleashes her tentacles from her chest and attacks the boy by covering his mouth with them. Delia is on a mission to expand her alien population, and these alien girls specifically target boys during the winter because they cannot tolerate the heat of summer. Delia and her fellow alien girls have a chilling strategy. After entangling a boy with her tentacles, she freezes him into ice, ultimately killing him. This fate has befallen most boys on Earth, leaving only a scarce few remaining. The following day, the setting moves to a high school where a group of alien girls is targeting the boys. Erwin, the biology teacher, is introduced, along with his assistant Luke, who had a previous encounter with these aliens. We then meet two students, Sam and Stephanie. Luke begins experiencing troubling memories of an alien girl named Constance and seeks treatment from Dr. Alana for his distressing visions. To everyone else, it appears that Luke's tales of aliens are merely fantasies, and some even suspect he might have psychic abilities, according to the doctor. On another front, we encounter a different trio of guys, namely Henry, Peter, and Nick, who are buddies with Sam. They devise a strategy to capture the girls' attention. Their plan involves creating a game where they accumulate points by spending time with the girls, all with the aim of snagging a cash reward. Meanwhile, there's a girl named Jasmine, much like Dahlia, who gets stopped by a police officer for speeding. Shockingly, Jasmine, who also happens to be an alien, immobilizes the officer with her tentacles, resulting in his unfortunate demise. Moving forward, Luke confuses Sam's pal Stephanie with Constance, the alien that instills fear in him. However, Stephanie turns out not to be Constance, and during their conversation, Luke subtly alludes to his encounters with alien girls. Then the scene shifts, and we find Constance among her alien companions, Delia and Jasmine. They confide in Constance that they haven't yet encountered a man capable of enduring their cold body temperatures and harboring their offspring. Moreover, all the men they've attempted this with have met unfortunate ends. Constance advises them to utilize their powers to keep the boys warm. That very night, Sam, Nick, and Henry head to a party in search of a girl for their competition. Only Nick succeeds in wooing a girl, while the rest return empty-handed. To keep track of their interactions for the competition, the four link Henry's laptop to their phones as evidence, ensuring that their time spent with girls is documented and points are automatically tallied. Under the cover of night, Henry encounters Delia, who mesmerizes him to discover his ideal type. Utilizing her powers, Delia transforms into Henry's dream girl and attempts to manipulate him. However, Henry's discomfort prompts him to flee, narrowly avoiding a dangerous fate. The following day, Arnold, an old friend of Sam's, learns about the competition involving the four friends and expresses interest in joining. With Sam's approval, Arnold becomes the fifth member of their group. Over time, Arnold spreads the word about the competition among their schoolmates, gradually evolving it into a business venture. They start collecting entry fees from participants, leading to a substantial increase in the number of participants. As a result, a large-scale competition among the boys is set to unfold in the near future. After a while, the competition kicks off. Arnold is the first to encounter Jasmine. She lures Arnold by claiming her car is broken down, leading him to an open, snowy field where they start spending time together. Arnold, however, cleverly links his phone to Henry's desktop, activating the camera and hiding it discreetly in the snow to record their interaction. While they're together, Jasmine extends her tentacles and attempts to enter Arnold's mouth. Unfortunately, this crucial moment isn't captured on camera as the phone shuts off due to the cold. Despite this, Arnold miraculously survives the encounter with Jasmine's tentacles. Sam, monitoring the live feed, notices the camera shutting off and rushes to Arnold's aid. Jasmine flees the scene as Sam hurries to call the police for help. However, before help arrives, Jasmine manages to escape with Arnold, leaving behind a disturbing reality. Arnold's body is now a host for impending alien offspring. When Sam alerts the police and they arrive at the scene, they find nothing, leading them to suspect it's a prank call. They suggest Arnold might have left on his own accord, warning Sam to stop wasting their time. However, unbeknownst to them, the guy's desktop still holds half of the recording, showing Jasmine's tentacles to some extent. Unfortunately, they fail to recognize what it depicts. Meanwhile, Sam grows increasingly anxious about Arnold's whereabouts. On the flip side, Luke is engrossed in researching aliens like Constance and Jasmine. He meticulously diagrams their anatomy, impressing Professor Erwin with his detailed work. On another front, Delia sets her sights on Peter as her next target. She approaches him in the library of his school and proposes they go somewhere secluded. They end up at the stadium, where Delia hypnotizes Peter and assumes the appearance of his dream girl. They begin to enjoy each other's company, but their encounter takes a drastic turn when Peter accidentally activates the stadium room's heater. Delia's skin starts to burn from the heat, prompting her to flee the scene. These aliens, you see, have an aversion to summer and heat, as it proves fatal to them. That's why they typically hunt only in winter, avoiding warmth at all costs. Meanwhile, Sam starts to advances in acceptance to Luke's story. Peter and Henry also begin to feel uneasy, sensing that something isn't quite right. The fact that they both encountered their dream girls in identical attire seems too much of a coincidence. Arnold's continued absence only adds to their growing concern. Furthermore, a troubling pattern emerges as more and more young boys from the city go missing, their lifeless bodies discovered frozen in the snow. On another front, Luke heads to the hospital for his appointment with Dr. Alana. Coincidentally, Constance, the alien posing as a doctor, also works there. Upon meeting Dr. Alana, Luke becomes suspicious, believing her to be another alien. However, Dr. Alana reassures him, urging him to trust her. Later, outside the hospital, Luke meets Sam, where Sam and Luke discuss their shared belief in aliens. Suddenly, Luke spots Constance and becomes suspicious. He rushes after Constance, intending to expose him by throwing hot coffee, which would reveal his true alien form. However, before Luke can act, he's apprehended by a guard, saving Constance from exposure. Dr. Alana, concerned for Luke's well-being, prescribes medication and has him confined to the hospital. But with Sam's help, Luke manages to escape. Together, they flee the hospital, evading capture. On the flip side, Peter and his friends gear up for a party, with Luke and Sam tagging along. Luke shares a tip with Sam. One way to distinguish between an alien girl and a regular one is by checking if they have a navel. Sam keeps this in mind as he scans the crowd, eventually spotting Stephanie, who catches his eye. Stephanie invites Sam outside while Nick starts mingling with Jasmine. Meanwhile, Peter monitors the party on Henry's desktop. Sam grows suspicious of Stephanie and decides to check her belly button, finding it to be normal. However, things take a dramatic turn when Jasmine attempts to force her tentacles into Nick's mouth. Nick fights back, grabbing her hands. Peter alerts Sam and Stephanie, and they rush to the scene, witnessing the encounter on the desktop. Luke joins them, and with the evidence before them, Stephanie, Nick, and Henry start to believe Luke's claims. They all sprint to save Nick, arriving just in time to see Jasmine reveal her true form and flee. Fortunately, Nick escapes unharmed thanks to their timely intervention. Gathering their wits, Peter, Nick, Sam, Luke, Stephanie, and Henry head to the party, determined to uncover any more alien girls. Stephanie identifies Delia as an alien, prompting the group to pursue her. Another girl, Angelini, is spotted with Delia, confirming suspicions of her alien identity as well. The two aliens make a dash for it, escaping the group's pursuit and seeking refuge at the hospital where Constance works. Realizing they're up against 4 alien girls, Constance, Jasmine, Delia, and Angelini, the group arms themselves. Some wield makeshift weapons like hairspray and lighters, while others opt for flares or Molotov cocktails. With preparations complete, they set out for the hospital, guided by Luke's insight that the aliens are hidden in the morgue. Determined to confront the aliens' threat head-on, they embark on their mission. In the expansive morgue, the group splits into teams of 3. Sam, Stephanie, and Henry band together, while Luke, Peter, and Nick form the other team. Their first encounter pits Sam against Delia, who nearly claims him as her victim, until Henry swoops in with a flare, incinerating Delia from behind. The intense heat reduces Delia's body to ash, marking her demise. Meanwhile, Peter employs a similar method to dispatch Angeline, burning her to death with a flare. In another part of the morgue, Stephanie and Sam join forces to eliminate Jasmine, sealing her fate by consigning her to the morgue's body disposal burner. With 3 alien threats neutralized, the group breathes a momentary sigh of relief, knowing they've made significant progress in their mission. With Constance, the most formidable of the aliens, the group faces their greatest challenge yet. As Constance moves in to attack Sam and Stephanie, Luke arrives with a Molotov cocktail, attempting to eliminate Constance with the fiery weapon. However, his attempt fails, prompting Constance to turn her attention to Luke, intent on taking him down. Just as Constance is about to strike, Luke's psychiatrist arrives in response to the commotion from the morgue. Recognizing the imminent danger, She swiftly intervenes, plunging a large injection into Constance's body. The unexpected attack distracts Constance, giving the group a critical opening to regroup and mount a final assault against the alien threat. As the group catches their breath after vanquishing Constance, Luke's psychiatrist finally believes his claims. Without hesitation, Luke seizes the opportunity and ignites the broken Molotov lying nearby. Constance, standing directly over the Molotov, is engulfed in flames and meets her demise, bringing an end to the reign of the alien girls. With the immediate threat neutralized, the group takes a moment to rest. However, their respite is short-lived as they hear ominous growling sounds emanating from somewhere nearby. Investigating the source of the noise, they discover Arnold lying on a stretcher. To their horror, they realize that Jasmine had used his body as a vessel for her offspring. Quickly, a swarm of alien creatures starts to coming out from his body. In a frantic bid for survival, Luke and the others flee from the terrifying horde, running as fast as they can to escape the imminent danger. Now, nobody knows how many of these alien kids will grow up as boys or girls. The movie ends after Luke, Sam, Henry, Peter, Stephanie, and Nick defeat all the alien girls. But then more alien kids emerge from Arnold's body. It's unclear what they'll do next. They could cause a lot of trouble in the future. If they team up and become an alien army, who knows what could happen? And with this, the movie comes to an end. Thanks for tuning in, guys.